All right, she stars in Mark Krinsky's favorite new show, Tulsa King. She's our favorite. Here comes Dana Delany. And the story, Dana, I always tell about you, and this was several years ago when our show had kind of first started. I was at the Ivy having lunch with somebody I was trying to impress.
Yeah.
And Dana walked in, surveyed the scene, and came over and couldn't have been more nice or more gracious, like fussing a little bit to help out. And I never, ever have forgotten that. It was the nicest thing ever. How are you, Dana? I'll reminisce about you, and then we'll talk to you at some point.
Dana, do you remember that?
Do I remember it? Oh, yes.
That was a quick answer.
Well, Sam did.
I really remember it. Really, really good. It's really good to see you. Did you go to Tulsa to shoot Tulsa?
We actually shot mostly in Oklahoma City. It was my first time in Oklahoma. Never been there before.
All right. Now, I actually talked to somebody the other day. I had an Uber guy who had been a truck driver, and he said, Oklahoma will fool you. He thought Oklahoma was great. What was your impression?
You know what? I was surprised. There's incredibly beautiful Art Deco architecture there from the oil boom in the early, 20th century. Great museums, fantastic museums. I went to a different museum every day. And there's a real burgeoning art scene there, foodie scene, hipster scene. So, yeah, I think it's changing.
All right. And then the arrival of this show, of course, Sylvester Stallone plays, somebody sort of dispatched to Tulsa. He's making his own way. You've got the cowboy hat on, and I think you own this big ranch we're looking at. You tell me, what was the draw to work opposite with him, or what made you say yes?
A lot of stuff. First of all, Terry Winter and Taylor Sheridan, our producer and writer on it, who have done great things. And I've always wanted to work with Stallone. I kind of feel like we've had this date from the beginning. I've been trying to work with him for 30 years, and I'm finally doing it.
All right. And, there's something we're going to show a scene in just a second. I sense this is true for both of you. You seem very, very comfortable. Is that because the two of you have done this for a while, or he's at the top of the call sheet and he puts a particular environment out? What was it like?
I was surprised when I heard that Sly wanted to do a series and be the lead in a series, because I know what it takes physically and mentally and emotionally. It's a lot of work. And that man was more prepared than anybody else on the set. He came on time. He knew not only his lines, but your lines. The guy loves to work. So he set the tone. All right. That's really good. With that background, here we go. Watch this scene. That's a good scene. Did you develop an immediate repartee in this idea? You'd indicated, I've always wanted to work with him all these years, and then the actual working with him. Yeah, no, he's fun. He's got a great sense of humor, and I think he's just having a ball. It was nice to see. His daughter was on the set. She's in a few scenes. She works at my ranch, the character. And he was great. Now, speaking of ranch, I don't know if this is, true or false. They say Dana's afraid of horses, but you ride a horse. You're chuckling as I say that. Was there ever a horse fear in your life? Yeah, when I was around 9 in summer camp, a horse rolled on me. So I kind of got it instilled in me that there are these, many tons of an animal. But for some reason, people kept putting me in Westerns over and over again, Tombstone being the most famous one. And when I got this job, I thought, I got to get over this fear. This is ridiculous. So if you remember Chloe Webb, who was on China Beach with me, she still acts, but she's also a horse therapist. She uses horses for therapy, and she works for emotional therapy. And she works with vets who have PTSD, people who are afraid of horses. And before I went to Oklahoma, I went up to Malibu and did a session with her, and it was unbelievable. Very emotional. She's great at it. And I got over my fear of horses in one session. Wow. So I recommend her to anyone. You know what, Dana? I have heard of equine therapy before for a variety of things, but I've never heard of it for the fear of horses itself. Yeah. You kind of understand that the horse has been prey for its whole life. Horses are back from prehistoric times. They're on the caves of Lascaux. They've been around forever, and they have survived because they have emotional spidey sense, and so do we. And so they're feeling you, you're feeling them, and they're just really sensitive to you.
Wow, that's really interesting. Dana, it's
Yeah.
nice to check in with you. Hopefully, the next time if you see me at a restaurant, please make a fuss because it'll impress whoever I'm with.
Do people still go to the Ivy? Do you still go to the Ivy?
I haven't gone in a long time, but that was the place way back when.
Oh, it was the place, yeah. But I'll look for you at the new hotspot,
Right.
Sam, because I'm sure you're there.
They're very good. All right, Dana, thanks so much. Tulsa King streams weekly on Sundays. It is exclusively on Paramount Plus. Really good to see.